All right, what's up, everybody? My name is Anthony.
It's the Crown Prince back at it again, and we got a special guest this afternoon.
Yeah, go ahead, introduce yourself.
Alright guys, my name is Morgan. I don't have a cool introduction like
Yes.
you.
Aaron's always the one who has the very unique introduction, anyways.
It's-
With the Crown Prince and
It's
all.
only unique because it's my social media handle. If it wasn't that, then I would just be Aaron.
Aaron.
That sounds lame, though.
Right.
Hey, guys, welcome back to the podcast. It's Aaron. Nah, you want to hear it. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Crown Prince talking with you. What's y'all
Yeah.
doing? What's
I'm
up?
a direct descendant of Morgan Freeman.
Oh,
just
word.
kidding.
Okay.
That sounds cool, right? It's
yeah,
intimidating,
that
right?
does
Yeah,
seem
so
cool.
we got a legend in the building.
Yep,
Who wouldn't want to be actually kind of relate to him, anyways? He's a cool dude.
exactly.
But anyways, as you can tell, Brian's not with us right now.
He's late.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and call him out. He was late. So we had to start without him. 'cause,
It's all
you know,
good. But anyways, what's been going on with you guys? What's on the radar? What's up?
Well, for me, nothing new. Still the same as last week. I'm still working on that gaming channel idea. Still nothing. I haven't bought anything yet, but still nothing absolutely concrete. But I'm coming up with ideas and stuff. So looking forward to getting that started. That's what's
Okay.
on my radar for right now. That's what I'm putting my focus into. Besides, working my life away.
Yeah.
At, good old Charlie's. If you're gonna come and tip me $100. I'll be there every day.
Tip
So,
$100.
yeah, $100 tip. I need that. Bills is due next week.
If you think it's hard enough for you to make $100, how do you think other people?
What you mean?
Oh man,
If you got it, I need it. Come get it.
yeah. If you got it, Okay, never mind.
If you can give 100 to Aaron, go ahead and just go 2 more feet and tip me $100. I'll be there too.
I'll give you like 3%. You can get like a couple of pennies from it, bro. It's
Wow.
cool. I'll take like $99.95. You can get a nickel off that.
Wow.
So is y'all zones like real close to each other?
I'm always in the bar, so if
Yeah.
you're trying to pull it up. Shout out Rihanna.
I'm
you
always
can come
somewhere
see
different.
me.
You just gotta. I'm not too
He
far
floats
away.
around.
Okay.
I'm so good. I'm versatile. He's kind of stuck in the same spot because they don't know what to do with him.
Dude, train you.
Nah.
If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be here.
It's true. He's right. He's all right. He's a good trainer.
All right. What you mean? I'm the greatest. I'm the Muhammad Ali of serving.
So what about you? What you got going on?
Kind of same boat, working my life away. Working. I got school coming up in August, so just working
There you
and
go.
saving and working and saving until I get back in all the books life and
I
all
feel that.
And where
So,
do you go to school, Morgan, for our listeners? Because
I go to the wonderful elite college called the University of Kentucky.
Boo. Matter of fact, turn his mic off.
No. Bleed
We
blue.
don't rep that blue over here, cause red or no deal.
Well, I'm from Cincinnati, so I'm not like crazy biased because I like Louisville football more than UK football, but basketball, UK.
No, you're just a bandwagon, then you just go for
I know.
whichever team.
I know.
Because Louisville's football is actually better.
I know.
That's terrible. You're not a real
That's
fan at all.
hilarious.
Yeah.
You're uninvited to my birthday party.
Oh man, really?
All right, man. So I see y'all both got the grind going. Mine's the same boat, working my life away for it, of course. You can see the same thing with Brian. He's waking up late, just like the rest of us who's working our butts off. But,
To his defense, y'all didn't get off work till like super, super late. So,
Yeah.
That's fair. I woke up late too, honestly. So, sometimes we fall down,
yeah, that's just part of life.
but
man.
we get up.
Yeah.
I was trying to think, what song that got me from?
That's a church song, dude.
See, there's still a
We
song.
fall
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
but we get up. Thank you for coming to church this morning, folks.
I feel like he was like 3 octaves,
Let all
either
the-
too high
Yeah.
or too low, something like that. You had like your own different key going over there, buddy.
Wow. All right. I bet I never
I
sing on this
still
podcast
thought
again.
I still
then.
thought it was pretty good, but still, you
It
did
was-
have
it
your
was
own
alright.
thing
you.
going on.
Thank you. Appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I
Mixtape
haven't
coming
heard that
out February 32nd, 3084.
Wow.
So, yeah, you could get the
Look out for
mixtape
the
when it
EP.
drops.
Exactly.
EP coming out last year. You dig? If you didn't get it when it came out, you're never going to get it. So, yeah.
In other news, my film actually done really well.
Yeah, it's doing really well. It's dope. If you haven't seen it,
You made a film?
Yeah, I made like a little short
where have
film.
you been?
I just got here.
Yeah, he
I
just
literally
got here,
just
so
got
he probably
here.
wouldn't see anything about it. Nah, like I made a little short film. It's
really
actually
good.
blowing up on Facebook. Within
Yeah,
like 2 days, it got like 1K views. I'm actually pretty excited about that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And
What's it about? Like, give me a 30-second summary.
it's mainly just about finding your little purpose. You know, everyone
Okay.
got their own little thing going on, and within like this world, we're always like bound to having just go to school, have this 9 to 5 job or like night job or whatever it may be. But we're really not just trying to be finding our own little purpose, like finding what feels right for us.
Yeah.
That's pretty much like a motivator video for trying to get people in that same path.
All right, that's awesome.
yeah,
I'll have to check
thanks,
that
man.
out. I'll be 1001. Okay.
Oh, sweet.
I
Thanks.
appreciate that.
Also, I'll make a cameo in it as well. I'm pretty sure. I feel like I stole the show. So
Yeah, Brian, Aaron, were in it.
kudos to me for being in there. So
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
very
Nah,
grateful
I'm
for
joking.
all the participants. Yeah, they all was really good part of it.
How long is it? You said it's a short film. Like,
Yeah, it's about like 5 minutes long.
5? Okay.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
about
no.
5 minutes.
That's
not
awesome.
like 45-minute. Like it's just a nice little 5-minute short film.
Right, and
That's
that's like
awesome.
my first time ever doing one, so pretty proud of how well it did.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and jump into the meat of the conversation. What we got on
The meat.
meat and potatoes.
the meat and
No,
potatoes?
we're gonna leave the potatoes out of this.
Oh,
entree.
come on.
We're gonna go with.
You gotta have
we're
it.
skipping the appetizer today, folks. We're
We're
going
not doing
straight
an
to the
all-meat
meat
diet,
of the
alright? We're
podcast.
not doing that.
Dude, you know what? We're gonna do it today.
The
alright?
appetizers was
It's
pretty
Meat
much
City.
what we were talking about.
Nah,
First
that
one
was,
known in
that
our
was the
lives.
beverage.
My server didn't even
That
offer
was-
me an appetizer.
That was the water
Aaron.
with lemon.
Hey, I love
Hey, you're the
some
one
water
that
with
doesn't know
lemon.
how to recommend drinks or appetizers. All right, we're not gonna talk about.
Oh yeah, you over
What
here
you
at the
can't
bar.
do. Let's talk about your shopper report.
Whoa.
Anyway, meat of the
Whoa.
podcast, the entree, the steak, the grilled chicken, whatever you want to call it. Demi Lovato overdosed on what was first reported as heroin, I believe. Now that her team has came out and claimed that to be false. It was some kind of opiate, though, as far as we
Yeah.
know. She was given Narcan, and whenever you're given Narcan, I believe it's when you've overdosed on some form of an opiate. So,
Okay.
yeah, definitely an unfortunate
I
situation.
thought at
for
first I
her.
thought it was cocaine, and
No,
then I thought it was like a couple.
I don't know.
Xannies.
See, and I even saw a report that it was like meth, but I don't think it was meth. So,
Yeah, there's been tons of reports saying different things. Like I heard cocaine, meth, and all that kind of stuff.
They're
And
trying to make her out to be this big old
Yeah.
druggie. Like, all right.
well, I mean, that's apparently, and unfortunately, that she put out. I think, like I heard yesterday, my brother told me actually that she put out like a documentary or something.
She did.
that
I
was,
watched
like,
a little bit of
an
it.
hour and a half long about
Yeah.
her like struggles with drug addiction, and like I think she was bulimic at one point or something too, and she's been to rehab back and forth and stuff like that. And it's really like it's sad. Because especially when someone relapses, someone especially who's
Yeah.
like on a rise, such as Demi Lovato. I mean, she was doing good. That's Sorry Not Sorry.
But a
song
relapse
was
is a part of the
popping.
journey. To be
Yeah.
honest, a
That's
lot of
true.
people go through a relapse before they fully quit. You know what I mean?
No.
A lot of respect for her for being upfront and honest about it, though. A lot of people try to hush or put it in the closet, and
exactly.
I think it's good that she's being on the forefront of it and just saying, yeah, this is my problem, and I'm human. Like, I'm not exempt from normal human temptation. I
It
like
definitely
that.
humanizes the idea of celebrity because celebrities we put them on these pedestals, but they're absolutely human, just as
100%.
the rest of us are. I mean, I'm not gonna do heroin, but who's to say that if I didn't grow up like Demi Lovato did and go through the same things that she has or has been through, that I wouldn't have ended up the same way.
She's been in the
You know what I mean?
spotlight
So-
since she was a kid, too. Like, imagine our
Right.
childhood and just compare it to hers. She's been in the spotlight for so long.
Ever since Barney.
Yeah.
Barney.
It's all-
Michael
it's all
Jackson,
Barney's
Prince, she's
fault.
up there, not necessarily like with the greats. I'm saying in that whole childhood was taken over because of your
Fame.
talent, you know? It's
Yeah, and you have when
awesome,
you have
but
these
sad.
Disney starlets who are kept on such a tight leash, or just even child celebrities
Oh,
in general.
yeah.
I guess. When you have them kept on such a tight leash, it's like I guess I can only imagine the kind of things that they like have to like their day to day grind at like the age of like 12,
Yeah.
13. Like the normal 12, 13-year-old, they wake up, they go to school. If they play a sport, then they go to that sport after they go home and do homework. But can you imagine like if you're a child actor and you have to wake up at like 4 a.m.
I think
and
she did
start
pageants and
filming,
stuff like
and
that.
then you
It's-
do
that's a
like
lot.
you film for like 14, 15 hours a day, and then you got like all the other things that you could potentially do as a child celebrity in general. It's just like weird to when you're treated when you're put on such a high pedestal at such a young age. It's extremely, I guess, easy to fall off of that pedestal.
Yeah.
That is true.
Especially when everybody is consistently telling you, "Oh, you're so good, you're the best, you're great." Wow.
But see, like, doesn't it go right back to the parents for allowing something like that to happen? Like, I can definitely see how the parents will be like, oh, like my child is talented. I want to put him out there so that everyone can know that my child actually has something special. Like I can definitely see that, but you also got like have some type of limit to it because like that child still has to be a child.
Yeah.
It's not your piece of work or something that you are like just trying to take charge of all the time because you got to let them grow up and be able to have a life too. And you know, I feel sad for like a lot of them, especially the Disney children. Like they all start out so young and they're doing all these great things in Disney, but you see them as soon as they get out of it, they're wilding
Complete 360.
Yeah, they're completely different when they're out of
the
Disney's
crazy thing.
hands.
You look at like the Bella Thornes and like the Miley Cyrus, like her whole episode. You look at like all these kids who like all of a sudden, as soon as they leave that Disney leash, or as soon as they leave that like child
Innocence.
stardom, that childhood innocence of being like a kid on TV, they go super crazy. It's weird to kind of see how that happens to almost
They're on like such
all
a
of them.
tight leash, so it's like think about an animal. If you're on a leash for so long, you have all this built up energy, all these ideas, all this creativity. As soon as you're unleashed, you're gonna lash out. You're gonna do all these crazy things. I mean, even look at Miley Cyrus. Yes, she went, I guess, quote unquote, buck wild, but she's even coming back.
Yeah,
Right,
I think
right.
everyone
Yeah,
just
she's
goes
coming
out
back
there and
to
goes full force, and then
reality.
gradually comes back because you just have all this built up. And I think it's normal. I feel like Demi and when I think of Demi, I think of what's her name, Christina Aguilera, and both of them, how people target them a lot physically, like for their bodies, how their bodies fluctuate between weight a lot.
Yeah.
And in pop culture, it's so physical. But like Ariana Grande, she was Nickelodeon figure,
Right.
and
Yeah.
she pretty much has always looked the same. But Demi, came from like this different image where she was like this teenager in
Yeah,
the show
she
she
was-
was, and
she
now
was-
she's like a full figured woman, and she's a grown, and I feel like she's just targeted a lot, and that's only so much people can take. You know what I mean? And
Especially when being in the eyes of the public all the time. It's one thing, like, if you're on the side just doing your thing and you gain, like, 5 or 10 pounds, you might have, like, a close friend be like, dang, you picked up some weight. But nobody else is really going to else is really going to bat an eye on, like, a tabloid where, like, all of a sudden you go from, like, you go through something, and then it's 1 second, Demi Lovato, like, top 100 baddest females on the planet.
I know.
And then,
I
like,
know.
and
Like a
then,
snack.
like,
I
and then,
know,
like,
a whole
but then,
snack.
like, the next month, she gains, like, 5 pounds. And
I
then
mean,
all
we
of a
can't
sudden,
deny
on the
Demi
next
looks
magazine,
great. She looks
does.
fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's like you go through that stigma of like, okay, wow, she's amazing, right? And then she gains, let's say, 5 pounds just by chance. And then
Literally
that
5
next
pounds.
month, front page tabloids, Demi Lovato gains 50 pounds. Beast
Yeah.
whale.
Demi
You know what
gains
I'm
5 pounds from heartbreak. What?
That's-
How you just gonna sum up her whole life story of 5 pounds? She wanted an
Right.
ice cream cone, give her
Yeah,
an ice
you know what
cream
I'm saying?
cone.
Like,
God, man.
Demi Lovato stress eating. Like, what do you mean?
What?
You know, that's the whole struggle of
I
fame
just wanted
right
a
there,
chocolate chip
too.
cookie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was listening to a podcast earlier this week, and they were talking about how fame has changed in these days. Like, it used to be so much secrecy, and like, whenever you hear something about a celebrity, you like go nuts about it because, like, a lot of their life is not really presented out there until like, you have like some I forgot what you call it, paparazzi or whatever, or like some journalist that just found out one piece of information, like you saying, they can end up having a piece of ice cream and then they go nuts coming up with this story.
Yeah.
But now fame is a bit different, where like the truly famous people are the ones that are the most open. Take a look at like Will Smith right now. He's doing amazing because
Man.
like he's now on all kinds of
Yeah,
social
he
media
put out his
and all
Instagram,
that.
and that's,
But he
that
wasn't for a
blew
long
up.
time.
Like, it blew up.
Yeah,
He
it did
wasn't.
blow up.
Yeah.
But like if you look at his kids too, they grew up in that whole type of fame as well. His son and daughter, they're not as bad as like this Disney stars, but
Yeah.
you can kind of tell there was like a certain point of time where they were like a little out there for a bit.
Yeah, and they're still out there.
Will,
like,
Will and
you
Jada
know,
are very good models.
They're
I feel like what
they're
they did with their
extremely-
kids, they were
extremely
very
strong.
smart,
They're
very
super
meticulous.
strong
It was
parental
good.
figures. They're super strong individuals in general. So
Right.
But not everybody. I mean, that's hard to
that's
do.
not everybody gets that, especially when you have people that like when you have these celebrities, these kid celebrities coming from a broken home already, and then you put them on like a stage. Like, I mean, it's I guess I don't want to say it's like a matter of only time will tell before they crash and burn, but
Right.
I mean, in most situations,
It
it kind of is though.
Yeah, it sucks to say that.
Yeah.
But Demi, I think her situation, I like how big it is. Like, it's not a good thing. Suicide, I'd rather her be out there for some big award,
Yeah.
but suicide's not a good topic. It's just, I like how she's being honest and upfront, because a lot of people, there's kind of, I don't know if it is here, but when I was in school for a minute, everyone's talking like 13 Reasons Why came out, and everyone's like, it's
Yeah,
so
it's
hyped.
huge.
People are
It's
hyping
huge.
suicide. People are making it a bigger deal than it is. Just suck it up. And it's just like,
Right.
no, this stuff is real. No matter how you feel about it, it's real. And I just imagine all the hate comments or even just love comments that Demi gets. We don't know what can trigger someone. And I like how her life is up there because suicide is such a big deal right now, and people don't think about it, but it is across the border for anybody.
No, it
So-
absolutely is. I can only imagine like the kind of mental spaces you have to be in, to where you feel so like awful that you don't want to live anymore. You know what I mean? And I'm blessed enough to say that like I've never been that like down in my life. I mean, we all go through moments where we're kind of down and depressed and sad, but I've never like been in such a mental space where I feel like everyone else would be better off without
Yeah, I
me.
can't
You know what I
imagine
mean? I can
something
only
like that.
imagine how like bad things have to be before you
Yeah.
get to that point. So,
We've all been
my heart
in a
absolutely
depressed
goes
state,
out
but
to
having depression to that level
is a whole other
is
level.
so
There's
different.
there's a difference between just being sad for a day and being actually depressed. Like,
Right.
the mental I guess I don't want to misspeak, but I guess the mental illness that is depression. I don't know if it's classified as a mental illness or not, but the mental illness of depression is definitely it's heavy.
It's an
So,
ongoing thing, and people think it's just can be stopped and
Yeah.
cured overnight.
People,
It's a process. It's
try
a
to
journey.
blow it over and just say, "Oh, you're just sad," or "Oh, just like go get over it." Like that's the worst thing you can tell someone is get over it.
People think because celebrities have everything, quote unquote, money buys you everything. Money, it's just proof that money doesn't buy you happiness.
Exactly.
No,
What's
no,
the one comedian who died a couple years ago? Played Aladdin's voice.
Rob.
goes-
It's
Not Aladdin,
Rob.
but the
It's
genie.
Rob. Something.
Robin
right?
Williams.
Yes,
Robin
Robin
Williams,
Williams.
yes.
Robin Williams. Everyone's like,
Williams.
oh, he was so happy. He was so funny. Just because
Right.
celebrities have to
That's
put
just-
on
that's
that
just a
front
face.
image.
That's
It's just a face.
Just like how I mean, and then I'll even dumb it down to just when we serve at work. Like no matter how messed up my day was, when I go to work, I'm still,
You
hey
have to
guys,
put
welcome
on
to
that
Old Charlie.
fake
Say, how are
face.
you? My name's Aaron. I'll be taking care of you with a smile on my face. No matter how pissed off I
Man.
may be, that's still a front.
That's why I'm so
you know what I
surprised
mean?
that Secret Shopper was good. So I was like, I'm having such a bad day, but
Yeah.
how are you today?
Right. Yeah, no, you know what I'm saying? And they couldn't see through that at all. From as far as they knew, Morgan was happy and
Yeah.
healthy and loving his job, but really behind the scenes,
Yeah.
things could have been in chaos.
I
know
think
what
you really
mean?
need to look
So-
at because Demi has been doing a lot of songs that are just empowering, like strong women over men, love, blah blah blah. And I think a lot of times people put out such emotional songs because I really like Demi Lovato a lot because her lyrics are always so real. And when you have to look at that and she's putting on such a strong forefront, there's no way she couldn't be battling something inside.
Right.
It's so hard to be such a strong, especially a female singer, and not have something going on. There's so
Right.
much pressure on them that I could never even imagine. You know what I mean?
Unless, being black males, we go through our own pressures
Yeah.
in life, but each pressure is different in its own uniqueness. So
Right.
it's just it's times like this where we all really gotta band together and help each other, as opposed to bashing, which is something interesting actually to kind of transition a little bit that I saw on Twitter. A lot of tweets that I've been seeing recently are people talking about, Demi Lovato. And Demi Lovato, first of all, I don't even think she's not even white. She's fair skinned, but she's Latin, I believe. And people
that's
on
what I
Twitter
think.
were like saying like, oh, well, we bash and make fun of Lamar Odom and Whitney Houston for being like crack addicts and do this and do that. And we make jokes and stuff about them being black figures. But as soon as a quote unquote white person, them speaking of Demi Lovato, overdoses on whatever it was, then we band together and it's prayers for Demi, this and that,
yeah.
and like it's interesting to see like the perspective of how people feel
That is interesting.
black celebrities are treated, no pun intended, treated versus how like a fair skinned celebrity is treated instead, like in times of chaos. So
Well, that goes right back to the ignorance that we were saying that some people have. Like, you have a lot of people who are like over here thinking they know so much about somebody when really they don't. And just
don't.
like you were saying, like, we all think that. I think she's really actually like Latina or something. Because for the longest time, I thought she was.
I thought
too.
she was at least mixed with something.
Yeah, she so at least have like white. and something
Lovato.
else.
That's not a Caucasian last name.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she has to be something else, and you got a lot of people that's just here like, oh, she's just like straight up white or anything, like not just trying to come at the white.
We like to
people
put
and all
people
that,
in
but still,
boxes. You have to put her in a
Mm,
box.
that is true.
That's why when you're biracial, whenever you feel one of those things, you still have to put, I'm white or black.
Yep.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't put
That
multiple.
is
People
true.
are in denial if
It's
it's not
sad.
one or the other. But
So since we're gonna be talking about racism and all that, let's talk about this bar. Well, I wouldn't say bar accident. More like
Bar tragedy.
Yeah,
There we
bar
go.
tragedy.
There we go.
So there's a young white man defending a black guy for pretty much being racially slurred at for no apparent reason. Some other white guy at the bar was just coming at him in the wrong way and telling him that he's an N-word and he shouldn't be here and all that. But like you have this good white man coming up and try to defend him, but he ended up losing his life. The black guy, he got by safe and sound, but the white man that's sitting over here trying to defend for him, he ended up losing his life just because he was trying to defend someone who didn't deserve to actually be called out like that. So what are y'all thoughts on something like that? Like, you know, we're going through racism right now, and just to see like another man try to defend and do the right direction, because you know we want people to be out here to defend each other, to do right things, to treat us all as equals, and you know he's trying to do that, but you have people out here that are just disagreeing to it and killing them. Like, what is going on here?
Well, first of all, rest in peace to the guy that lost his life. Trying to
Absolutely.
defend someone who deserved or needed to be defended. I feel like it's interesting when you see like someone trying to be. It's kind of like, I don't want to take it to comic book, but it's kind of like you see like a superhero coming to the aid of someone like and I'll even dumb it down as to the superhero saving like the damsel in distress per se, and then you have the villain as opposed to like their focus being on the person who's in distress, and now the villain is trying to attack the hero, and in this situation the hero loses the battle, right? I just feel like it's kind of, I don't even know where I want to go with this. It's just, I don't know where I was going with that.
It's
different.
different.
It's like, I don't know how often is it that we hear of stories like this, you know? Like that's kind of, I don't really know what my opinion is on that. Like it's weird that someone who's like, I guess once you ban with like the lesser, then it's like no longer you know, he's just helping someone in need. It's you become the person in need in a way. It's like, you know.
I'm surprised that
be
story
careful.
posted, 'cause usually you don't hear about white on white crime. It's
Yeah.
always black on black, black on black. There's more black on black crime than white on black. That's just what gets reported.
Yeah, not only that, which the whole idea, I think I even talked about that on a previous podcast, the whole idea of black on black crime is, if you've heard that previous podcast, you know my stance on that.
Yeah.
But,
matter of fact, that was on the This Is America one.
was it? Oh, was
Yeah.
it? You know, I was talking about it's not so much black on black crime versus like poverty versus poverty crime. But as far as like, man, I don't know. Like I'm kind of like, I don't want to say I'm speechless, but it's like I don't really know how to verbalize
How you feel.
how I feel towards that.
I feel
Like,
so
it's
many
it's just-
things towards it.
it's
I'm like,
just
what do I
sad.
say?
Like, it's just sad, I guess. Really,
Yeah.
like you know, like.
It's sad that your hatred runs so deep for another race that you're willing to kill your own for just supporting that race.
Yeah,
Like, I
that's-
can't fathom that much hatred in my body to where if you're defending someone, that I'm going to kill you for defending them, even though we're the same.
Yeah,
Like,
like
why-
that's
why?
crazy. That's why I'm like speechless. Like that's crazy. Like I don't understand that level of hate. Like that level of hate doesn't what's the word? I'm looking for?
Register?
Register. Thank
Gotcha.
you. See, I'm glad you're here. Yeah. That level of hate doesn't register to me. Like it just doesn't. That's why I'm speechless, I guess, because it's like, how do you hate someone that much? And which I knew that like kind of hate exists. I mean, you know, that's not like a surprise. It's not. It's not. The story isn't a surprise to me. I'm not surprised that it happened, but it's just like, man, dude, like that's sad.
Yeah, that is.
I think of, what's the song? Wow, it's like such a popular song. Oh, F the Police. And the guy says, you know, black cop showing out for the white cop. It's not the same thing, but it came to my mind because when you see like a black cop kill a black person, it just makes you feel as a black person some type of way, like, why are you killing your own? And so I'm just imagining people not of color looking at this, like, why would you kill another white person? But it's like, oh, well, if you defended a black person, I guess you deserved it. And I was telling you guys earlier, back in the day, anyone who helped on the Underground Railroad,
Oh, yeah.
regardless of
It's
your color,
death
you're
on
going to
sight.
die for helping a black person. You just
Death on
automatically
sight,
are
yeah.
less of a value to society. And it's just so weird to me. I can't grasp that. I don't get it at all.
I guess it's because we didn't grow up in that era of. I mean, I know we can all definitely feel like we can all speak to like the racist acts that have been committed towards us from like years 1994, 1995 to now.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, as far as like living in like the 20s and the 30s and like the 1910s and like even the 40s, 50s, 60s, like there's no way I could even fathom like how I would respond to like those kind of situations,
right.
Especially like the days of slavery and like that. It's like, man,
I don't think I'd be alive. I give myself to age 10, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying.
Stubborn.
Like I feel like there's no way I could, and we say that like now knowing what we know now, but like who's to say that like if we were brought up to just be slaves, who's to say we wouldn't be just stuck in that mentality?
That mindset. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like we wouldn't know any different. There would be no idea of freedom because we would be born into slavery. So there is no, I couldn't take it. Like I mean, there have to be some kind of influence there somewhere to say, hey, this isn't right. Before we just would be like, oh, I would revolt automatically. We can't really say that because we don't know.
There were a lot of slaves when they were released that went back to their masters because they didn't know anything else.
They didn't know any better.
Yeah,
and that's
it was normal.
That's like sad to think about. Like to be so stuck in like a slavery mentality, so like messed up in the head to where like if someone says, hey, you're free, go. And you're like, nah, I'm just
gonna stay.
I'm just gonna be a slave instead.
Because we're all like, oh, I would totally run away. I'll totally. But if you really don't know, or maybe your family's been sold and you don't have anyone else, I mean,
I can only imagine.
I just feel bad. I don't feel bad for the guy who killed the other white guy, but I feel bad for his mind because you just must have such a boring, sad lifestyle to where all you can do is hate on another race so much that you would kill your own. For what point? Like, what purpose? What did you get out of this?
Just for you to now go to prison for life?
Right. No.
You hold your values of hatred that strongly that you would go to prison for them?
Yeah. See, doesn't it like make you question just the same back to the whole suicidal thing? Like, it makes you question, like, how do you even get your mind up to that point?
Yeah.
Where you're just gonna be like, you know what? I think this is the right thing to do. Like,
I hate you so much. You need to die.
Like, I hate you so much that I'm gonna kill you and go to jail for it for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But just with the satisfaction of you not being alive, I'll be in prison.
Like, how can you get to that point for anything? Like, it's crazy because, you know, whenever you make your mind set on something, you're definitely gonna like do it. Yeah. Even like they say, if you even think about it, it's eventually going to happen. Like if the thought of something came to your mind at least once, then eventually it will keep coming up over and over and over and over again to the point where it'll actually happen.
Yeah, or you would even be compelled to make that decision to do what you were once considering. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Extrinsic variables or even intrinsic variables, really. But
the anniversary of the Orlando shooting thing, I think, was last month or a couple weeks ago. Yeah. And I was thinking, I was like, I know that guy. There was motivation just because they were gay people. Let's just be honest. I don't know. I don't care how they try to fabricate it. He just wanted to kill gay people. He didn't support that. Religious beliefs, personal beliefs, moral beliefs, whatever it was. I'm just like, how do you have these beliefs so strong to where because someone is against what you believe that you have to kill them as if that's going to solve anything? Like I speak to a lot of Christians about just because you disagree with someone doesn't mean that they deserve any less rights.
Yeah, I'm not gonna condemn them for it.
You know what I mean? How are you gonna be the change if you're just you can't kill off your problems? Because if that's the case, let's kill all the alcoholics. Let's kill all the adulteers. Like, come on now, you can't just kill off certain things that you don't agree with. But then to kill someone based off of skin, you don't even know. Like, I can't get it.
If you go with that mindset, then no one lives.
Yeah,
because not everyone.
No one lives.
Yeah, like no one in this world is gonna have this whole perfect life.
I don't know. We all came from Africa, bro.
Like we're all
but as blue-eyed and blonde-haired as you want to be, you got some black in you somewhere. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, I mean we're all mixed. It's just, I hate that idea of one race is superior. Like as if we have control. That you have control over your character.
Right.
That's it.
No, I didn't ask to come into this world as a black male, but here I am.
You think I would really choose that? Especially back in the day, would I really choose? I'm proud of who I am.
Absolutely.
But it's like if you could pick back then, I think most people we wouldn't even have a black race because nobody would want to be born.
Born a slave,
much.
It's like, wow, like you think freaking if I had a choice, like if it was like 1700 and God was like, all right, Aaron, who you want to be? And I was like, well, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to look like him.
I'd even pick like a white woman over anything black.
Let me go like to Norway somewhere, bro. It don't look good in America. Let me go.
Would you want to be a black guy or a parrot? I'm probably gonna pick the parrot.
I'll be a tiger or something. Actually,
that animal right there. I don't know what it is, but
I'm cool on the bondage. And it's funny that we're making like light of the situation, but at the same
but
time,
it's such a big
at the same
deal.
time, it's so sad. You
It
know what
is.
I mean? Like it's just
It's weird. People are like, yeah, racism stuff's coming back.
it never left. It's just being videotaped.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know
never
there was a
left.
timeline
It
on
never
hatred.
left.
You know,
Exactly.
hatred's always
Like,
been there.
It's
It's
always
just
been there.
we're in a
It's
space now
crazy,
where it's
like
more
when you have
acceptable.
these people who were like in these like enclosed homes, or these people that live in like these. And I don't want to make this a purely race related podcast.
Yeah, no.
I know.
You have these people who live in these like purebred white communities, and they're like, "Oh, well, racism doesn't exist. This blah blah blah. It doesn't happen." And then they see these like racist acts committed on camera, stuff that they would never see in their everyday life. And I'm like, "Wow, I can't believe this has been happening."
One of my political
Duh.
science classes, like I'm a political
Duh.
science major, and we were talking about the death penalty. We had to argue about the death penalty, and teacher brought up the statistics on how death penalty is still really legal no matter what you say. It's been happening, and he talked about the amount of lynchings. It was like a couple hundred a year, and a girl was like, "People still do lynchings?" Me being one of 2 black people in the class, I just turned around and just was like, I low-key almost laughed because I was like, "Oh, you must be so blindsided! Like, you think this is a joke?" She's like, "I had no idea."
She must
Really?
be sheltered.
Of course you don't.
Interesting.
Of course you don't.
Oh my gosh.
Of course you don't.
But you know,
Brittany.
that just tells you there are people out there that are like sheltered like that, and it goes right to the beginning to the Demi Lovato thing. Like, there's people that's been like so bounded to the point where they don't know a lot of stuff, so they believe like a lot of these things are normal to them, and it's
Yeah.
fine. But eventually, whenever they get that opportunity to freedom,
Yeah.
they're gonna know it, and then they're gonna be something else. And it's still sad that there's plenty of people out there who don't know that these things are still going on. It's
Yeah.
it's nothing. It's new. Like, you know, old people always go on talking about ain't nothing new in this world.
And they're right.
Yeah,
they're right.
absolutely.
Police brutality's
They're
been a
absolutely
thing.
right.
Suicide's been a thing. You know, drug overdose. That's always been a thing. It's just more on the forefront now, and it's not a good thing. But
Yeah.
I'm happy people are more aware of it. You know, so maybe some change could happen.
Probably.
Whenever
And that's-
the presidency ends, we got how many more years? So
Unfortunately,
like 2.
3.
sorry, give it 2 years. We'll have all
Yeah.
this change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is funny. Me and my girlfriend, whenever we go like on road trips, we always go somewhere. Oh,
You're good. You're good.
but even like we go somewhere like in the boonies, whether it's like not rough. What's the rural, like
we go.
Ohio, or like a southern, like rural, like the sticks of Alabama. I'm always on like being a black man. I'm always like on more high alert than like per se in like a city area.
Yeah.
And she's like, "You're overreacting. Like, what's wrong with you?" And I'm like I'll jokingly say, if we go to like a gas station like in the middle of nowhere, and I'm looking around, I'm like, "Man, there's no black people here."
No, that's real. That's the
Like,
first thing
and
I
that's
noticed. That's the
real,
first thing I noticed. The space
and
I'm
that's
in.
real.
How many
She's
people
like,
of color
and
are
she's
there?
mixed, and she's from up north, right? So like I've dealt with a lot more racist things happening to me
Here.
in the south.
Yeah, me from
than
Cincinnati,
things
you're
that
definitely
she's
probably
been
gone
through
through
like
a
in
lot
the north.
more.
And I'm certainly not trying to throw my girlfriend under the bus, but I'm like, babe, you don't get it.
Yeah.
Like these people up here, whether you could say I'm overreacting, oh, I'm just assuming, but no, these people here don't like me.
When I first
So-
came to Kentucky, when I went to UK, I met my first friend. He's complete opposite, like country boy.
Yeah.
I was probably one of the first black people we'd met, and
Oh,
we're like
God.
really close friends. But he's like, you know, I would never take you to like some southern places in Kentucky. I was like, oh, I would not go. He's like,
absolutely
no,
not.
really, there's just some places you probably wouldn't want to go, and I believe it. And it's just it's weird for me to confront that because I'm from Cincy, and I was at a high school that was so diverse. So it's just like.
Damn.
Having to adjust to that, I learned quick because it's right. You know, I go to some gas stations and I've had people stare at me, and I'm just like,
Or you just get
All
that
right,
ominous
let's
feeling,
go.
Like, all right, let's go in here. I'm just gonna use my debit card. I'm gonna get like $5, and then it's gonna go to
Yeah.
the next one. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, I've had people like speaking to my own personal experience. Like even in how I went to private school growing up, right? So like. In all of my like private school years, I was like in my 8th grade graduation, I was the only black person in my class. Like, and then like growing up, there was maybe only like 1 of 2 or 1 of 3 black people in all of my classes growing up in like private school. And of course, like now I play sports with all like the African Americans now.
Okay.
Don't get
All
me
right,
wrong.
right.
Don't get me wrong. But like in school, they were all my school friends, and like we would, you know, when you're like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you have sleepovers, you do this, you do that, and like I would have those friends be like, yeah, you know, my granddad doesn't, my grandma doesn't like black people, so you can't come over. Or like even, and this is
Really?
me being like 10, 11, 12 years old,
Really?
like, oh yeah, my grandma hates black people, so you can't come over, or like this and that. And these are like what I think are my best friends growing up. But,
Yeah.
like that's the stuff that I've dealt with, and this is here in Louisville.
I
This
didn't
is
even know
not
I was
like
black
in,
till like
this
I was
is
10
not
or so.
like
I didn't process
in
race
southern
for a long
Kentucky,
time.
like Alabama. No, this this is Louisville, where people are still like, yeah, my grandparents don't like black people, so you can't come over, dude. Sorry. Or I wouldn't like. You can come over to my mom's house, but my dad, he doesn't really like black people, so he can't come over.
I have had a girl.
You know what
it was
I
a
mean?
while ago, like
So-
my freshman year. You know, you had a party. I was like hitting on a girl or whatever, and everything was really, really cool. But you know, I was like, "Hey, would you like to go on a date?" She's like, "Oh, I can't. I'm not allowed to date black people." And I thought she was joking. I really was like, "Oh, that's funny. That's cute." She's like, "No, I'm
Like,
really
no,
serious."
I'm
and I was
really
like,
not. Oh,
first of
that
all,
happened
are
too.
you not independent enough to make your decisions?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm out. But then the second, I was like, that's just crazy to me that people are still so hatred towards the race that they're doing it
Yeah.
to their kids.
Yeah, no, believe me, dude. Going to private school, I've heard it all. I've had girls tell me, "Oh yeah, my parents don't like black people." Like, you know, I've heard it all. I've heard it all.
I mean,
So,
this
you can't-
incident
you know
was
what
in
I'm saying?
Pennsylvania. That's not even that. I mean, I haven't been there, but I imagine it's not even like southern Alabama type,
Yeah,
not even
right.
southern Kentucky
You get
type.
like in
That's so
Mississippi,
crazy.
southern Missouri, Alabama, all that, dude. No, it's still like 1950 down there. Dude. So,
That's
you know what I mean?
it's
Like,
unfortunate.
It
you
is
know.
unfortunate.
I'm sad that that guy died, but maybe this will be an eye opener. I think everybody has a purpose. Everyone has a timeline on this earth, and
That is
Yeah,
true.
maybe
You know.
this event, unfortunately, is the one catalyst that somebody needs.
I'm happy
to
Demi's
open their
not
eyes and,
dead either. I'm
Yeah, I'm
very
happy
thankful for
about
that.
she's doing good.
She's gonna do some great things. I feel like.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of one more eye opener, let's talk about new regulations when it comes to licensing. So, like you mentioned about a lot of the DMVs, how like licensing, how the requirements are. You might go ahead and go into detail about
I
that?
was like I said, I'm from Cincy, so my license is from Ohio, and my mom, she lives in Ohio, and I called her the other day, and she was telling me how much of a pain it was to get her license, and I was like, I mean, sometimes it can get pretty packed up there. You might wait a while. She's like, no, there's a total new process that just started July 1st, I think, somewhere in the first week of July of this year. A
Yeah.
new process to where you have to show your social security card, like proof of your name, birth certificate for proof of your birth in this country, and the normal like proof of residency, like a bill or something from your house, and all that, and then they mail you your driver's license too, so you don't get it right there anymore. You have to wait 10 days. So
that's just crazy.
don't wait till the expiration date because it's gonna be expired and they won't mail it to you. And I guess my mom thought it was more targeting females because, you know, when you get married and you change your name and stuff. I instantly thought it was more of a minority thing, probably more towards the Hispanic route because a lot of them maybe don't have a U.S.
Or
Birth
social
certificate, but they might
security
have,
card,
you know, proof
whatever.
that they live here. They might own property, but
Right.
not everybody has all their social security, birth certificate. I mean, who just has all that comes to the BMV and just
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't know where my birth
and then just
certificate
get mailed
is.
to you. So like, I'd have to stay in Cincy for another 10 days to get my license before I drive back to Kentucky. Like, that's just so inconvenient. And then it's something I don't know when it starts, 2019 or 2020, but the new licenses also have to be. Everyone has to change to it to go on a plane. So you can't have like my normal one in a couple years. I couldn't get on a plane with it for some reason. The new ones have a different scanner thing to get on a plane. I guess that's for terrorism, to help prevent against terrorism and all those efforts. But I'm like, that's just such a hassle, and you know who it's targeting. Yes, it's progress. Yes, it's really a good thing for security. But I'm just thinking that's gonna hurt so many people.
Yeah, it's certainly gonna. Right. Got some heavy walkers above us, but yeah, it's certainly going to raise a lot of suspicion towards who it's targeting. I think it's absolutely clear, you know.
Yeah.
And you can definitely argue, oh, it's just for our safety and
You're always
our
making it a
security
race thing.
and our this and our that. But like, dude, come on, bro.
If it interferes with your inconvenience and all that, then yeah, it's gonna be a major issue to it. Like, think about it. You could be one of those people who are 100% supporting it, but whenever you need to catch a flight or your license are getting ready to expire and you're not gonna have a license for like a good 8 to 10 days, then yeah, you're gonna be over here like, oh, I don't think I'm liking this, because come on. Anything can happen between the time where you're going to get your new license
Exactly.
while waiting to get your new ones.
If I'm driving back to Kentucky and I get pulled over and I don't have my license, you're like, "Where's it? Oh, it's coming in the
It's
mail."
in the mail.
Tell me what cop's gonna look at me and be like,
Like,
"Oh,
oh,
I
okay.
totally, you
Oh,
know
no
what?
problem, Morgan.
I'm
No
sorry,
problem.
no
We'll
big
let
deal."
you
They're gonna
go.
be like, "All right,
No,
so
no
get out
big
this
deal."
car." And I just
But you're not wrong, though.
For
In
real,
most
and other
cases,
people are like, "Oh, you're
not
joking."
wrong.
No, I mean,
No.
for once, whenever I drive in Kentucky, I do have to think about it more. I do for the first time in my life, really. If there's a cop behind me, I just instantly think of my skin, and it's sad to
Heck
say.
yeah,
I really
that's
don't
true.
want
Dude,
to. But I
every
have to be
time
more
I've ever
aware
been pulled
of it.
over, do we have permission to search your car? Can we do this? Do you have anything illegal in the car? Why are you? No,
Yeah.
I don't.
No.
No, Dude, this literally, and this is the thing, you know, the police, and now we're changing it to a police subject, but this is stuff I could talk about, like, on and on. But, like, it's crazy how the police are here to protect and serve us. Mm-hmm. And me, a law-abiding citizen, I've never been arrested, never been to jail, never done anything illegal in my life.
Very proud of you,
and
sir.
I still feel like I fear when I get pulled over, and I've done nothing wrong.
I'm in the military
I've done nothing
and
wrong.
I get fear. I'm in the military and I
Like, and
have
you know
fear.
how crazy that is, dude? Like, literally, I've done nothing wrong, but because I'm a black male and I get pulled over, like, I'm not going to talk crazy to a cop. I'm not, when I get pulled over, it's hands on the wheel, face forward.
Yeah.
Here's my license. Here's my social security card if you need it. Here's my birth. Like, no, dude, I'm not, no.
My
Here's
first,
my
my
insurance.
first
all that.
conflict,
I'm not
I was
about to do
in
nothing.
like high school senior year or something like that. I remember something go down. I was like, well, someone should call the cops. And my friend was like, there's a bunch of black people, a bunch of black men. You do not instantly call the cop if you can take care of it yourself. And I was like, what do you mean? There's like, cops aren't always good. And it's so weird being someone who serves. This concept of someone who serves and is here to protect you might not protect you. Like dying from someone who's supposed to be protecting your life. That's such a weird concept to me.
And ideally, it's supposed to be on your side. Now,
Yeah.
I guarantee, like, if you show them like your military ID, like, things might change a little
It
bit.
does.
But like me, you know what I'm saying? Me, just a regular black dude. No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. You know what
And
I'm
it's
saying?
that I don't want to say all cops are bad. No, I
No, they're
really
not.
think it's just
Absolutely
a
not.
small
Absolutely
few who
not.
ruin it for everybody. I definitely 100% believe that. But it's just, you can't deny. I mean, their videos are out there. The body can't. I mean, you can't be ignorant to the fact that it does happen. So you can't just be careless. I do have to have my guard up at all times. And I know this is just it's a totally separate issue than this whole ID card thing. But I just think it's
it still relates
targeting
to
more
it. It's still-
minority, people maybe that are in the
and
ghetto,
cops
people that are in
treat
poorer
people different.
lifestyles.
The way that they, cops treat people different, like, based on. We all treat people different based on, like, how they are and, like, or who they are and what they look like. We all treat people like, I talk to, and I'll be the first to admit, I talk to y'all different, like, when the mics are off and when we're just talking regular. I talk to y'all different than I talk to, let's say, like, the CEO of, like, the business that I work for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, we all
have to.
have to turn things on and off in the way that we interact with people. So, you know what I mean? Like,
It sucks, but it's weird because I've had to learn it as you get older. You have to learn.
Like, I have, and it's funny. That's what Colton brought up on our last podcast. You have your business self and you have your casual self. You know what I mean? So we all have to turn things off and on sometimes. But that doesn't mean that you treat anybody with disrespect.
Yeah.
To my point, like, as far as speaking towards, like, someone in power treating someone with a different skin color or a different ethnic background with disrespect, I'm certainly not, like, saying that's okay by any means, but we all, like, interact with certain people a different way because people, like, respond in a different way.
It kind of ties into, I don't know if you want to go, were you trying to go into the Papa John's thing?
We can go ahead and jump into it.
Just like for a brief second maybe, because I thought about the N-word, and it's like the environment that he was in, a lot of people took it way out of context, first of all, but the environment that he was in and when the context that he said it, he was quoting someone, and it's just like he should have known in that environment not to use that because the whole world's watching. All the pressure that's on him. He owns a billion dollar company. He couldn't say something like that, and it's just like, I know if I was in that space, I would never have said. As a black person, I wouldn't have even said it, just because you need to know when to put that on and when to not. And that was a public thing.
Like, did in closed doors in Papa John's bedroom behind the closed doors when all the cameras are off and he's just talking. I'm sure he speeds off a lot of things, but when you're on a public stage,
it come back and bite
you. Gotta know. You gotta know, bro. You gotta know. I don't have any sympathy for that.
Probably
People
got
will say,
way too confident.
People will say, "Oh, it's been blown way out of proportion, this and that." But dude, when you're in that space and when you're that kind of public figure, you gotta know.
I feel more like it's an ignorance thing that he was dumb enough to say it, but I don't feel like automatically that he's this big racist. Like, I don't feel offended as a black person as much as they think he's just kind of dumb.
Yeah.
He just really kind of made a mistake that he shouldn't have made, and it's cost him literally millions of dollars.
Well, I think that goes right to his confidence because
you get what you get in that situation. But go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say it goes right into his confidence because, like, he's very – actually, I would say he's very cocky when it comes to himself. Because, like, he thinks he can literally go on doing whatever. And it really bothers me. You know, I don't want to, like, name drop or anything, but, like, I had some friends who were just out trying to have a good time, and he's over here thinking, oh, yeah, I'm a big guy, I got all this money. Let me go ahead and try to take y'all home with me. And I was like, did he literally just say that to you guys? Like, no, that ain't right. Plus, It's funny because he's now a meme now. Like you heard about him trying to sue himself.
Yeah.
Like what's
Yeah.
going on,
Yeah,
dude? What are
Papa
you
John
doing?
suing Papa
The
John.
CNN article that I just said before the podcast, Papa John's being sued by Papa John.
Like this guy is so. He's so dumb. I mean,
But
I
it
don't- I
is
don't wanna
his
say he's
company.
dumb,
just
but
entitled.
yeah,
I'm not
He's
gonna lie, it
just
is his
entitled to
business.
that.
yeah, he's very
It is-
entitled.
He's entitled to that. I agree, but I think with the whole take a knee thing and how you,
Yeah,
it just
the
added fuel to
whole-
the fire. I'm like, it was your own downfall, to be honest.
and
You
like
made
I
that
said-
comment one, you made comment two. It's shame on you at this point, dude.
Right,
Like,
right.
Yeah. And like I said, it's one thing, back in the day in like the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, early 2000s, not everybody has a camera in their pocket. Not everyone has the means to record what you say in their pocket at all times. So now you can say things in the late 90s, early 2000s that's like, what did he just say? But nobody
said that.
recorded it. Nobody, thinks nobody has the means to like, get it on paper.
Now
So
within
it's
5
just like,
seconds, it's on Twitter, Facebook.
you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like, once you put it
That
now,
was
it's
so
one thing.
fast.
Like back in the day, you can say it, you can get away with it. You can sneak something in, and people be like, "What?" But then they
He
let
probably
it go,
saw his phone, was
'cause-
like,
but
I
as
didn't
soon
even
as
know
you-
I said that. Wait, what?
Exactly.
But nowadays, not everybody can record stuff. Everybody's their own. Everyone is a walking camcorder.
I feel like it's a time bomb. I feel like we're all, both races, like white and black people, I feel like are just a time bomb of just someone is upset about us being offended, and then we're so quick to take offense. But it's like, I feel like it's just built up because we've held it back for so long, and it just comes off this bad way. You know what I mean? The Confederate statues, Papa John's, all of this police brutality. It's really it never went away, like we said.
Yeah, it's always been
we're
there,
all
it's
kind of
just
just
now.
so frustrated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now that in 2018 we have all this technology in hand and this pretty much freedom of speech on social media, a lot is more being expressed now because you probably didn't hear so much about it back then due to the fact that there were so many limitations like you were saying. But now since we're pretty much open on everything, like our phones got more quality than most camera does on
Man.
anything, and you have any means to be able to speak your word on all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
Like there's so much social media out there that you can pretty much talk about anything. Just like you were saying, anything can come up within like 5 seconds. And you could be on here like, dang, did I really just say that like 5 seconds ago?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even know.
Or
Like,
you like even let's say not to cut you off, dude. But
No, it's all right.
Even let's say like you tweet something in frustration, and then it's like something you really don't even mean, but just you're angry, and instead of like just yelling it out to no one, you tweet it in frustration, and then you
Millions
go
of people
back,
done seen that.
and now like you try to go back like an hour later and delete it, and it's got like 7 retweets,
Yeah.
18 favorites.
There's
It's already
nothing
out
to
there.
delete
People have already
anymore.
seen it now. You can't delete it. It's already out
Exactly.
there. So,
You
know
really
what I'm
have
saying? When you say stuff in jest or when you say stuff even jokingly, and it's hard to convey like emotion over like social media as well, especially when it's just like a tweet or it's like an Instagram post. It's hard to convey like even sarcasm per se. Like if
Because people are so quick to jump on it. Well, this is
Yeah,
what you're
like,
saying.
oh,
Well, I really
I
didn't
didn't mean it that way,
mean
but
it that way.
you took it the wrong
You took
way.
it the wrong way.
Exactly.
Justin Bieber, I was watching Ellen, and Justin Bieber, because he's engaged to whatever her name is,
Haley something. Right?
something.
Yeah,
Great for
wait.
them, but they're engaged and like
Yeah, he got engaged.
yeah,
Yeah, I know he is, but what was her name?
Haley
It's
something.
Haley something.
Isn't she a model? She's a model.
The name sounds kind of familiar. Like the girl. I
They've
don't know,
dated
like,
before.
Okay.
Is it Haley? I think
I
I
don't
think it's
know.
Haley something. Isn't it?
Someone.
Yeah.
Well, anyways,
Some
go on what
woman.
you're saying. Yeah.
Then he posted a picture on Instagram of them saying, I promise to treat our family with like respect and love, something like that. And why did social media and paparazzi jump on that saying she's pregnant? So this
Yeah.
paparazzi guy came up to Justin. He was like, "So how do you feel? You're about to be a father. How does it feel? Is your wife or is your fiance pregnant?"
That's
And he's like,
sad.
"Man, stop." He literally called the paparazzi and said, "Why are you doing this?" And he's like,
That's
"Well, is it
sad.
true?" He's like, "It's none of your business. I just posted. Just stop." Like he called out the paparazzi. It was a really cool video, and he's like, "Just walk home. Just stop." And he's like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Yes, Justin Bieber. I have so much respect for you."
Wow. Yeah, I got respect for that too.
People just
man.
jump on social and want to make. Why do you have to have a story out of something? If I post a picture of a goldfish,
It's like,
Morgan's
it's
now
like,
a pescatarian. What? What?
Like, nah, I just thought this goldfish was
Right.
cool, bro.
Like
You know
just,
what I mean?
I hate how we do that. It's
It's
sad.
just sad how fast things get. People jump to conclusions way too fast.
Way too fast.
That's the whole thing about now. Like, there's
Everybody
no
needs a rope,
patience.
dude. You start jumping rope with all them conclusions you jumping with.
Yep. That's why I respect Will Smith and Jada when they were off social media. I'm happy that they're on it. They're wonderful.
they're
But
freaking-
sometimes you
they're
need
freaking
that
hilarious.
to be cut out. Like I've done it
too.
before, just a couple months no social media. And
Oh,
it
absolutely.
does,
Me
does
too.
a lot.
Me too, dude. You gotta have that disconnect. Sometimes you have to, because it's like, bro, otherwise you'll drive yourself crazy just looking for likes and looking for approval, bro. Sometimes you gotta just look in the mirror and be like, all right, this is me. I'm cool, regardless of how everybody feels about it.
That's what I'm hoping Demi does something like that, maybe, and just like takes time for herself for a while. Because you don't need all those attractions. You're just do you.
You're not hurting no money or anything. You don't gotta please any. You can say, oh, she's gotta please her fans, but dude, Demi's gotta live. Demi gotta do what makes Demi happy. Otherwise, she wouldn't be.
That's like us taking a month off of Charlie's. We probably can't do that. Yeah.
But if you have the means to, take time out to take time for yourself, then by all means, we all gotta have that. You got. I always say this, but you gotta take care of yourself, or you can take care of everybody else.
It's not a competition. It's not a competition of races. It's not a competition of social class. It's not a competition of who's got the better selfie. Like, I feel like if everything stopped being a competition, a lot of the issues would not go away, but just kind of come down a little bit.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And I think that's one thing that social media, as good as social media is for us, it definitely brings the downfall towards like the idea of competition of self.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's always about who's got the most likes, who's got the most followers on Instagram,
the best filter,
which tweet got the most retweets. You know what I'm saying? Who's got the best?
All
like, you know what I'm saying? It's all like, it all fuels a level of like cockiness, and I think we need to fuel confidence as opposed to cockiness. Confidence is being able to post a selfie and it get no likes and you leave it up, versus like if you post something and it gets a like and you feel so self-conscious that just one like and you feel so self-conscious that you gotta delete it. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, because I know girls personally, if they post like something on Instagram and it only gets like 10, 11, 12 likes, they'll delete it. They'll delete it.
And I'm like, what? That's posted for them.
That's wild. That's crazy to me that you care that much about other people's approval, to where if something isn't like, if you don't get what you feel you deserve from that, then you'll like delete it. You know what I'm saying? Something that you thought was cool enough to post, since other people don't like it, you'll delete it. That's wild to me.
I want people to have the confidence that one guy did who lost his life, to stand up for someone. Like, have that confidence that you have to post a picture of you in a bathing suit as, like Black Lives Matter or something else. Like, because a lot of people wouldn't take that step to, everyone's, all races matter, but when it comes down to it, where are you when we need you? Like, where are the white people or people not of color when stuff happens, And I'm happy that people called out Papa John for the thing. I mean, it needs to be addressed, because like, it's I don't know, I feel like a lot of people say things, especially on social media, hashtag this, hashtag like maybe even me too, but then when someone comes up that has an issue, like anti-suicide, but then were you the person that's condemning Demi? Like, were you the one that's saying all these things? You need to have the confidence to just, I don't know, address a lot of issues up front.
The love and the realness, just be real about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Social media fuels a lot of fake love, a lot of fake everything.
Right.
So that's why we always need that disconnect, I think. Sometimes
we don't need fake love. Drake talked about that.
Yeah. We got enough lessons from Drake on that.
Which Drake came to University of Kentucky, by the way.
Yeah,
it was wonderful.
Man,
which means UK is a great school. Thanks.
Drake is one of the biggest bandwagons ever.
Here you go.
I have a lot of respect for the guy, though. I really do.
Yeah, I have respect for him, but like,
how you feel about his music is different.
I'm not just saying his music.
I'm just the first person to separate like how I feel about someone's art versus how I feel about the person.
I do not want to jump into.
I know,
but still. But we don't have to worry about Kanye
if we don't want to talk about.
Yeah, Kanye.
No.
Like,
we don't have time for.
I can understand having confidence. It's good having confidence, but if your confidence and ego is so big, that just bothers me. But I do love his music. His music is good. But still, man.
Are you talking about Drake or Kanye?
He's talking about Kanye.
Yeah, Kanye. Like, Drake's...
Kanye loves Kanye more than Kanye loves Kanye.
Yeah. I love those memes of Kanye where it's like his child and it's really his face on his child.
It's so funny. But I'm not going to lie. Like, his music is good. Like, I hate it. I listened to, what is it, Yee? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I'm not going to even lie. It was good. And I'm just like, why do I like it? Can't you be bad?
Because he's a good artist, dude. He's a great artist.
I think he's a mastermind. I think it's all for show, to be honest. Artist, we never know. He could be
you never know
really
what's
brilliant.
on his head. But like I said, back when he put all those crazy tweets, he went on this rampage again just to put out 2 albums, and now he's put stuff out here and there. But now for the most part, he's silent again. He even fell back into just
But it's more than just music.
Just mellow Kanye. So much, you know what I'm saying? He only goes crazy when he's about to put something out.
They thought Einstein was crazy back then, but he's one of the smartest people in the world. So.
But he is such a big influence. A lot of African American men that are in the music industry need to realize how much influence they have, especially on. I mean, we're all older, so it's not as big a deal to us. But younger black men are looking up to this.
Like, especially the ones that. And I don't want to turn it into this, but especially the ones that don't have like father figures in the home and stuff, dude. When you look and see the escated generation that I call it, you know what I'm saying? These kids are being raised by your music and your influence, bro. So you gotta be careful what you put out there.
And just your words, like when he did that interview and the whole slavery is a choice bullcrap thing. It's like, no, people are listening to you. People are
looking
up. You
up
really
to
gotta figure that out.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
That's why Kendrick's the best, but that's a different. We'll do that
Like
later.
Country's still the best.
No, Kendrick.
Oh.
Not country. That's a
country.
no.
Lord, no.
I was like, I didn't know you listen to country
No.
music.
No, I listen to music.
My dog is my best friend.
Nah.
Did you know there's a song about dirt and how much they love dirt?
What?
Lord,
Yeah, there's a song.
That's
I
fake
think
news.
it's called.
That's fake news.
It's fake news.
Fake news.
They can't love dirt. Dirt's black. They can't. No, I'm just kidding.
That was real good.
Disclaimer: we don't hate country people.
No.
Or white people.
To
we
each
love
their
you.
own, to
We
each
love
their
you
own.
all. Oh, we're at an hour for real?
Yeah, we're at 1 hour right now.
Oh, dang.
So
Congratulations. Look at that.
Cool.
all right. Any closing arguments?
Demi Lovato, over here at Academia. No, you probably aren't going to hear this podcast, but and the spare chance that you do one day.
You're beautiful, and I'm single.
You're beautiful.
Yeah, Morgan wants that number if you are
Yeah.
willing to give it out to him. We love you over here. We hope you feel better. We
Much
hope you
love.
get better. We want for you, and you only have to take time out for yourself. Forget what the media, the paparazzi, anybody that's Demi is this, Demi is that. No, take time out for Demi, and I'm sure you have a million people telling you this already. But
Yeah, we're rooting for you for sure.
we're definitely rooting for you, and we hope you get better.
If you come to Louisville, O'Charlie's, me and Aaron work there. We would be happy to serve you.
You and your team. You bring
Yep.
like 30 of y'all.
Yep.
We got y'all covered.
Yeah. No judgment.
Yeah. As far as the guy that saved that stood up for the black male, we
Praise
salute
to the family.
we salute you, sir. To your family. We hope you all feel. Well, that's a terrible thing to say, but we hope you all feel better. We appreciate. Unfortunately, as sad as it is, the life had to be given. We still appreciate it nonetheless, and our hearts go out to you all as well. Sacrifices.
Let it not be in vain.
Yeah. Let
I
that
think
sacrifice
it'll be for
not be
something.
in vain for sure. As far as the
Driver's license.
driver's license
And
stuff,
Y'all better have your documents, I
And
guess. Everybody
passports
better get
for
your stuff
the
together.
airport.
if you don't know where that birth certificate
Need
is,
a passport for
you
your
better
passport.
Go to your mama's house, your grandma's house, find it. Just get a passport, I guess. If just be wary of what's going on in the world around you, because you never know when things are going to change. You might need to make a
That's true.
decision to continue living the way that you're comfortable living.
Do your research.
As far as anything else, love each other. Peace, love, and positivity. That's what we push over here. Make sure you get a laugh out every day. It's always important to laugh, get a smile on your face.
Yep.
Morgan, we thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Today.
This is super
Appreciate
cool.
the guest appearance. If anyone is interested in guest appearing on Academia, please feel free to contact Anthony or myself, Crown Prince AJ, or Aaron, whatever you want to call me. Brian unfortunately couldn't make it for this episode, but it's cool. We gotta
That's
keep
fine.
mentioning
He
him.
really didn't.
He'll be here on the next one, maybe.
He had a lot to say on the last episodes, and plus,
He was wrong on the last episode too.
oh god,
Kevin Durant and
I don't want to get into
Russell
that.
Oh,
wrong
no,
name.
we're not doing
We
that.
don't want to get into that.
Oh, man.
But the tone of this one was a lot different too.
Yeah.
So, but still,
Yeah.
it's fine.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Aaron, for the closing concerns and all that.
Of course.
Of course, Morgan. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. I like it.
Now, let's go ahead and jump into the plug-ins. If you want to throw in
Plug
some plugs,
Yeah.
and anything extra you got going on
Anything
too.
going on, anything you want to plug, push. I'll go first. Of course, you know me, Crown Prince AJ, CROWNPRINCEAJ. That's my Twitter, my Instagram, my Snapchat, AJAX316. That's AJAX316. You can add me on there if you want. Still pushing the idea of starting a gaming channel. I have a name for it, but until it's concrete, I won't release that. So just sit tight. That will be coming soon. I hope as soon as I get the means to record and really gets started. I can't wait. I'm excited for that.
It's a lot of work.
So yeah, oh, absolutely,
Not easy.
absolutely.
You can do it though.
Absolutely.
I think you got it.
Yeah.
I think my mind is set. So look forward to that. Other than that, I'll pass it, I guess, to either one of you all, gentlemen, if you want to push your social media. Morgan, whatever you got. If you want
My
to push
Snapchat and my Twitter are so embarrassing because I made them middle school, so I'm not going to
Hey, my
put that out
Snapchat's
there.
been out in middle school
In-
too.
Instagram.
Well, no, high school.
Instagram's just Morgan Thomas, my name, _ Morgan with 3 N's, Thomas with 3 S's, and then another underscore. I know, it's super original.
It's fine.
And then I'm not doing it right now, but catch me.
Catch me
start,
outside.
Start, no.
Catch him outside. How about
Catch me
that?
on this podcast. No,
Yeah.
but starting probably mid-August, catch me on my show, The Mellow Recline, with 88.1. It's a Lexington radio station, but they stream online, WRFL. So if you type in WRFL 88.1, you can listen anytime from phone, laptop, anywhere. If you're not in the radio in Lexington, but I'm gonna have a different show time this semester, so you'll have to just look at. The new list starts in the fall, so look for The Mellow Recline is the name of my show. It's usually in the evening time.
Word.
Play laid back, chill, kind of alternative R&B, kind of like LMA, Frank Ocean's type stuff. So yeah, you can catch me on that if you want to during the school year.
Sweet.
All
And
right.
that's about all I got.
For all of our Lexington listeners, all of our Wildcats out there, we don't like y'all, but
Oh, whatever.
support the boy Morgan though. Give him a
Whatever.
listen.
Yeah. All right. As far as me, it's Anthony D. Mars, Twitter and Instagram. You can check out my website or my Facebook page for like all my business stuff, and that's AnthonyMarshallStudios.com. Other than that, like I already got my film out. It's doing amazing. If you want to go ahead and check that out, go ahead and give it a look. I don't have any other projects and stuff going on, but
Yet.
Not yet.
Taking a creative break, but you know.
That is true because I did spend like a whole month and a half worth working on that film, man. And God, man, like I'm proud of how it became. It's nice. Sometimes I do feel like I kind of wish I add a little bit more to something, but you know, I'm still proud of what it is right now. But yeah, go ahead and give that a look if you have the chance to. It's only about 5 minutes long.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube,
What's it called?
Facebook. You can find it under my name, Anthony Marshall. The title of it's called Daybreak Short Film.
Daybreak short film.
Yep.
Okay.
There's an actual meaning to why I called it Daybreak, but we don't have to get into it right now. Well, I can tell you because I don't know if you can be able to hear it, but the real reason why I called it Daybreak
This
is
is exclusive behind the scenes.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you're still listening,
Yeah.
If you're
behind
still
the scenes
listening.
exclusive with Anthony Marshall.
But if you're still listening, daybreak, it's really meaning like how during the daytime, the sun is rising. And every day we're all rising and getting up to begin our journey. And the beginning of the day is pretty much the beginning of anyone's journey throughout whatever it may be. And I'm pretty much saying like, find your daybreak, find the beginning of your journey so that you can be able to get to the sunset, which is around the evening time. That's why throughout the whole film, I have it starting out during the daytime to night because, you know, it kind of shows like the
that's
whole
so
journey
dope.
through the
That's
day.
super dope.
I like that.
I'm a fan.
I'm a fan too.
If you haven't seen it, go there.
I like when you go
heard it
deep
here
with
first.
the
Go
stuff.
check it
I
out
like
from
it.
the Crown Prince himself. It's got my approval. It's got my salute. So definitely go check it out.
But
That's awesome. That's the kind of stuff I've been thinking about talking with my friends is like, you know, we're all get caught up in school and work. Like we're all very hardworking, and it's just like you got to make sure you find that time to be like, all right, but what am I going to do with my life? Like, what is my plan outside of a job? Who am I outside of this? So I really want to look and see that.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
that's what the idea came from because like I hear people all the time talking about like I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. Like the majority of my friends were all like either juniors or seniors in college, and or already graduated, and they're already like saying, "Well, I really don't know what I want to do."
Once I get my degree.
Yeah, like they either are working towards their degree or changing it, or you know, I don't want to like have like another 10-minute conversation about it, but still like that's how my idea of that project came into mind because I've been hearing so many people who are like clueless about what they want. So like I want to like, you know, motivate those people to find their purpose, and that's the reason
awesome.
I created that video. But yeah, that's all the stuff I got going on. everyone threw in their plugins, and thanks for listening, and thank you, Morgan, for joining us today.
Season 2 continues on. We appreciate it, guys.
Yep.
Bigger, better. The season, you know.
All right. So, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll catch you all in the next episode. And have a nice day.
Class is dismissed.
Peace.